Have you ever paused and looked at your hands? I mean, really looked at them? Chances are you've noticed the microscopic ridges and grooves, your fingerprints. But have you ever asked yourself this fundamental question? Why do humans have fingerprints? I promise, by the end of this video, your mind will be blown. So let's start at square one. What are fingerprints? These are not just random swirls etched onto our skin. Fingerprints are unique patterns of ridges, each spaced, curving, and looping in ways that are particular to you, and only you. No two humans on Earth, not even identical twins, share the same fingerprints. But why has nature gone out of its way to gift us something so intricate and individual? Let's break it down. First, let's dive into how fingerprints form in the first place. Around the 10th week of fetal development in the womb, the tiny hands of an unborn baby start developing these unique ridge patterns. These ridges are influenced by a combination of genetics and environmental factors, even down to the womb's amniotic fluid dynamics. Amazing, isn't it? It's like nature's way of painting a masterpiece on each pair of hands before we're even born. But just having a unique pattern isn't the full story. Imagine this. You're holding a smooth glass with no grip. Without your fingerprints, the task could be infinitely more challenging. Scientists believe that fingerprints are a natural gripping mechanism. The ridges on your fingertips increase friction and help your fingers latch onto textured surfaces much more efficiently. So yes, one of their purposes is practical, mechanical, and rooted in everyday utility. Next time you grab a coffee mug or pick up your phone effortlessly, thank your fingerprints for the assist. However, this isn't where the story ends. Another theory posits that fingerprints improve our ability to sense textures. Imagine touching a soft velvet cloth or the rough bark of an old tree. The ridged design of our fingerprints amplifies the vibrations received by the sensory nerves in our fingertips, enhancing the way we perceive the world around us. In essence, they make our sense of touch more acute and responsive, turning every touch into a sensory, data-rich experience. And let's talk some fascinating history for a moment. Did you know that humans have been aware of fingerprints for thousands of years? Ancient civilizations like the Babylonians used clay tablets with fingerprints pressed into them as signatures. Fast forward to the late 19th century, and these unique tiny ridges found their way into the revolution of forensic science. Today, law enforcement agencies worldwide rely on databases of fingerprints to identify individuals. Just think about this. Your fingerprints are one of the most powerful identity markers, more unique than even your DNA. Isn't that astonishing? But wait, you might be asking yourself, do other animals have fingerprints too? The answer might surprise you. Primates like gorillas and chimpanzees, our evolutionary cousins, also have fingerprints. In fact, even koalas have fingerprints that are strikingly similar to humans. But the reasons they evolved these intricate patterns may vary slightly. With koalas, for instance, it's believed they help in handling and gripping eucalyptus leaves. Nature is not only resourceful, but often quite poetic when you think about it. But here's a bit of a myth-busting section for you. Many people assume that our fingerprints necessarily stay the same from birth to death, which, while mostly true, isn't entirely accurate. Injuries, cuts, or burns can temporarily alter fingerprints. However, unless there's significant scarring, the underlying fingerprint pattern often regenerates thanks to their deep root in the dermal layer of your skin. And did you know there's an actual medical condition called adermatoglyphia? This rare genetic mutation leaves individuals without fingerprints. People who have adermatoglyphia encounter some unexpected challenges, such as difficulties with biometric security systems, like scanners, that rely on fingerprints. Isn't it mind-boggling that something we take for granted can pose such a hurdle when absent? Here's another fun fact. Humans spend so much energy typing on keyboards, swiping through their phones, or shaping clay, and those seemingly mundane acts take their toll on fingerprints. Over time, your fingerprints may wear down slightly, but their basic structure remains unaltered. However, they're never truly destroyed unless the dermis layer of skin is severely damaged. Now, if you're a sci-fi buff, you might enjoy this tidbit. Fingerprint recognition technology is currently aiding artificial intelligence, robotics, and even smart gadgets to interact with humans more intuitively. The small ridges that define your identity are now driving major innovations. Even though we can digitize fingerprints, they're still as analog and raw to you as they were to our ancestors swiping at rocks or scribbling on cave walls. And here comes the million-dollar question. Could we live without fingerprints? The short answer? Technically, yes. But our efficiency as tool users, our dexterity, and even our sense of touch would be significantly compromised. So next time you log into your phone using a thumbprint, think of it as the perfect blend of biological brilliance and technological triumph. To wrap things up, fingerprints are an elaborate symphony composed by nature, functional for grip and sensory biology, while serving as a definitive badge of our individuality. They've ingrained themselves not just in the story of human evolution, but also in how we weave technology into everyday life. So, the next time you see your fingerprints on a foggy mirror or dusty surface, let it remind you of how uniquely amazing you are. We may not always dwell on it, but sometimes the answers to the most profound mysteries lie right under our very noses, or in this case, on our fingertips. Until next time, keep those hands busy exploring the world.